How many of you were here at the Hundred Tones concert last year? Who needs the Hundred Tones? We got jazz too, right? Yeah, how about another round of applause for Armstrong Jazz Ensemble 2. Middle School Jazz Ensemble, Mr. Babbitt. Really awesome, really, really awesome. I'm Mr. Matchin. I am the director of Jazz Ensemble 1, and it is a privilege. You know, before we get started today, you know, one of the things that you probably realize about band directors, and us in particular here, is that we tend to be, how do I say it, control freaks, how do you want to say that? And sometimes in jazz music, you know, you've got to let go and you've got to let the students be creative and do things in the moment. I was talking to somebody earlier today relating how similar I really think it is being a musician, especially a jazz musician, to being somebody that plays soccer. You know, in soccer, think about this, there's a lot of muscle memory involved with it. Same thing with playing instruments. In soccer, there's improvisation all the time because you never know what your opponent's going to do. You know, same thing for us, there's so much improvisation here. And these students seated behind me today are the most creative high school jazz ensemble students that I've ever had the privilege to stand in front of. A lot of what you're going to hear this evening comes strictly from their minds, their creativity. So jazz was not originally a notated music. It was just an improvised music. You know, it came out of the blues. It was to create emotion. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of what you're going to hear this evening from Jazz Ensemble 1 is not on the page. Even the way we're starting some of these tunes tonight. So you're going to hear a lot of things. And so, like, with these students, and like you've heard, especially with some of these improvisers in Jazz Ensemble 2, it takes a lot of courage to just stand up and improvise something. You're going to hear some really, really outstanding solos tonight. We're really excited to play for you. So the first tune you can see in your program we're going to play for is Time After Time. It is not the Cyndi Lauper tune. Okay? I can promise you that. I will never play that tune. I will never play that tune. Okay? I can guarantee you that. But this is the jazz standard, Time After Time. And I became aware of this arrangement through the Balcony Big Band. It plays at Jurgles every other Monday night. It was something that's in our books, and we played it one night. My friend Kevin McManus brought it into the band. I'm like, man, that is really swinging. And as I started to look at the chart, I'm like, we can do this. But then these kids, and especially Kate Scanlon in particular, who is our soloist, really put her own spin on this. So Kate came to me, and we kicked around some ideas, and she's going to start this tune by herself. Trombone, Kate just got back a month or so ago from the all-national jazz ensemble in Disney World. How about a round of applause for that? While we're talking about it, keep your round of applause going for our Barry saxophone player, Sean Scott, who's in the all-national concert as well. It's like the USA Today top 22 football players. We got 2 of them from one school, except in band. That's awesome. All right. And so Kate came to me a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I've been listening to this guitar recording, and this guitarist opens up like his rendition of Time After Time, this really cool cadenza, cool way. She goes, I think I want to do something similar to that. I was like, okay, let me know what we come up with. And just a couple weeks ago, she came in and said, we're going to do something similar to this. And I was like, we're all in. So you're going to hear Kate start this, and we're going to gradually add in the rhythm section. The band's going to get there, and by the end, we're going to be wailing for you. So I'm going to turn everything over to Kate right now. She's going to get us started. Here's Kate Scanlon starting us off on Time After Time. And saxophone section playing a great solo here. Changing up a few players here on the stage. We're going to do another jazz stand for you. This is Watermelon Band by Herbie Hancock. And it's arranged by Gary Lindsay, who's on the faculty at the University of Miami, Florida. And actually, I think I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge in the back here, and I hope that he'll at least stand to be acknowledged, our jazz artist in residence for this year. It's Mr. Clint Lyle. Clint, can you please stand up to be acknowledged? For many of you, you just saw Clint stand up and you're like, well, he looks like he's 12 years old. He is. He's just an amazing talent. He's 12 years old. Okay, but he's however old he is. He's really, really young. Just finished his master's degree at the University of Miami. He's from the Shaler Area School District. Went to Slippery Rock. And I've known Clint, honestly, since I think he was probably in, I don't know, what, Clint, 7th or 8th grade. You know, very, very young. And we moved back to town and we had a need for a new jazz artist in residence. It was like, we called Clint. He's fitting in beautifully, doing amazing stuff. But I digress. That this arrangement is by one of Clint's composition teachers at the University of Miami, Gary Lindsay, who's written all sorts of really high-profile big band charts. His setting here of Herbie Hancock's Watermelon Man is incredibly creative. It's very technical. It jumps between fast swing and halftime funk. And going back to talking about our students' creativity with this, we've got 4 soloists on this that we're giving some space to. We're giving them 2 full choruses to stand up and say what they need to say as improvisers. And I can tell you that all 4 of them are playing truly something different every time. It's really unique for them to be able to do this, and they've worked very, very hard at this. I'm excited to hear what they're going to play. In addition, you're going to hear some really great drumming and a great drum solo here from Harrison Sylvester as well. So here's Gary Lindsay's arrangement of Watermelon Man by Herbie Hancock.